What is up,
Which
parties and
which way is
hardos?
it? Which way
It
is
is
it?
this way, I think. Yeah, it's this way.
Yeah, that
What's
looks
up,
like
parties
your
and hardos?
computer to me,
Back
but
at
who
it.
knows?
Shut up, boy. Special episode for us. We hit 25, Spinny. This is insane to
25.
think about.
We've been going hard, boy. We're in it now.
Yeah, we've been on the grind. I can't wait till we get episode 50. We'll
Oh
have to do
yeah,
something.
it's gonna be hard-headed 50th podcast spectacular or something.
We're gonna have something special that time
Yeah.
for sure. No doubt about it. Uh, I get we don't really have anything special for episode 25. Sorry about that, but we do have an announcement that we're gonna start. We're still playing with the name, Hard Headed Shorts. I don't know. We're thinking about the name. Drop comments if you have name suggestions for us. But we're just gonna pull some of our best segments and topics from each of our previous episodes and make some shorter videos, 5 to 20 minute videos. And that way, you guys, if you're more focused on a specific segment, you can check out that playlist on our YouTube. So be on the lookout for that. The next couple weeks, we will obviously update you guys on social media once those are uploaded. And we are also going to be uploading all of our trivias. We'll make a trivia playlist as well, because I know that's a very popular segment that we do. So that
We all
every,
love trivia, so we're gonna
yeah,
make it really example. And as we go with this too, we'll be posting like our old trivias and such. So there'll be a YouTube playlist with that. That'll be a YouTube exclusive though. So if you don't check us out on YouTube, you can't watch the trivia by itself. So stuff for y'all.
yeah, YouTube exclusive. That's a good point. Forgot to mention that. But yeah, those are just some quick announcements. Now we're going to head into breaking headlines. There was a lot of weird, weird stuff. We'll get into it in a little
This
bit,
week
but
was a
let's just
mess.
start. Let's start with the KD thing here, Spinny. He reiterated his trade request, but this time he said, "It's me or it's Steve Nash slash Sean Marks, the GM." For those that don't know, what are your thoughts on that? I know that's. I'm sure he's getting a ton of heat on social media for that.
Yeah, I mean, we both. I'm gonna plug our boy, and we talked about this in the Al Travis show this morning. If you're local in Minnesota, you can catch it on the radio 920 out of Faribault. Otherwise, you can catch it on Facebook Live at the time, and also replays of it on the Al Travis show Facebook page. So we get the word out on that. You can listen to it on the radio, pretty lit. But KD, here's the thing: he was the one who got Kenny Atkinson fired and got Steve Nash, So it's hard for
Right.
me to feel for him on that one. The Sean Marks thing, I get. Every impression I have of Sean Marks is not awesome. Everything you hear about Sean Marks, all the athletic articles, he obviously is not the most loved human around the league. I still do feel for the guy. He's trying to do his job, and it's hard. It's a hard job to do, but it sounds like he could have been more. We talked about this week at my job about knowing the personalities that you have on your team and how to work well with those personalities. And Sean Marks obviously did not figure that out with Kevin Durant or Kyrie Irving. And I know, I get it. Like, stuff they did was crappy, especially Kyrie. It was weird. It was blah. It was blah. But sometimes especially when we're talking about exceedingly high paid athletes, you have to go out of the box and figure out how to understand them and do what you got to do to make it work best for them so they can make you money and they can make you look good and they can make everyone look good and everyone's happy.
And so you can keep your
And,
job.
and so you can keep your job. And that sucks. And it's not a great spot to be, but you can try to make the best of it. And there's many GMs around the league who do make the best of it. And Sean Marks didn't make that happen. So he definitely has a little bit to blame in that area. But when it comes to Steve Nash, it's like we all had questions, no coaching background, all that type of stuff. And KD and Kyrie wanted him. So that one I think falls in KD's lap a little bit more.
Yeah, I agree with most of your thoughts there. The only thing I guess I would say is, I mean, it's clear that Sean Marks had to deal with more personalities than any other GM in the league, with Kyrie, KD, and James Harden all on the same team at the same time. But yeah, I do agree with what you said that he could have done more. He definitely didn't do enough, especially when you have that big of personalities. Like you said, you got to go above and beyond to truly make sure you understand who they are as people, both on and off the court. But yeah, it's interesting to me. I can't believe he actually said me or them I didn't think he would actually stoop to that level, but now it's making it pretty obvious to the ownership. What is it? Joel? Is it
Josiah.
Joe Tsai? Yeah. I think he understands now at this point that he definitely needs to get Kevin Durant out of there if he's just gonna say stuff like that. But
And
that might
here's the
hurt
other.
us. That might hurt his trade value though.
Yeah, I mean, I think Kevin Durant did this on purpose to hurt his trade value. KD doesn't want the
Yeah, so
team
he
to
gets it
get.
done quicker. You're
He,
saying?
well, no, so that the team he gets traded to doesn't have to give up every asset on their team to get him, and now you got nothing wherever he's going. The lower KD's trade value is, the better the team he's going to is going to be. He knows that. He knows what the Nets wanted for him. So I think, if anything, that he is looking to lower his own trade value. KD's not dumb. He knows how crap works. He's really
It's a
smart,
good
really
point.
good player. And I do feel for KD in the aspect of, it does sound like a dumpster fire in the Nets organization. And that sucks. That sucks as a player. And I do get where he's coming from on that, but I think the responsibility for that somewhat falls in your best player. If we're really talking about how we criticize the top 20 players of all time, we take that into consideration when it comes to guys like that. And that's unfair. That is what it is. Bron's experienced it, Kobe experienced it. All those top guys, you get, like, if your organization's bad, that's on you. And that's tough for KD, but that's something he could take more on his shoulders too and try to make a difference on. But that's just not him, so you can't blame him for that either. It's just not the type of guy he is. So gotta respect it.
Yeah, I'm interested to hear your prediction. I know this has obviously been back and forth. We probably already predicted a team, though. Who do you think he's going to finally end up on? Because he's got to get traded at this point, right? Like, there's no way they keep him around.
Of the 3 teams left, assuming the Raptors will not give up Scotty Barnes, which it doesn't seem like they will, assuming that, the best trade the Nets are going to get offered is the one they've already been offered: Brown, Derek White, and 2 firsts. They're not getting better than that from the Heat or the Raptors, especially if the Raptors aren't getting up Scotty Barnes.
Right. I agree. I would say I still think the Heat have probably one of the more enticing trade offers at this
For
point. I would
what?
say because they can throw in Tyler Hero at least. I don't know.
So
I'd take Tyler Hero over anybody the Celtics are going to give them.
You'd take Tyler Hero over Jaylen Brown?
You still think they're going to have to give up Jaylen Brown?
I still think they would right now.
That's fair. Yeah, I'm not saying they wouldn't, but I feel like you said earlier, they're trying to lower that. I feel like he's trying to lower that
Yeah, but like
trade value so that he
like
could keep Jaylen Brown on the team and have Brown, Tatum, KD.
a smart-centered trade is not happening. I mean, you'd have to do like Smart and White and Robert Williams and every first for the next 7 years. But I don't think the Nets do that trade. So I think it's got to be Jaylen Brown. But I'd rather have Pascal Siakam or Fred VanVleet than Tyler Hero. Both of those guys have proven they can play in the playoffs, and I have not yet seen Tyler Hero be able to stay in front of guys enough to stay on the floor when it matters in the playoffs.
Those are good points. I just think, like, with the Raptors, I think that trade will be centered around Scotty Barnes, not Pascal and Fred, if I'm being honest.
I mean, if the Raptors are willing to give up Scotty Barnes, then that changes the whole game, because that's just enough criteria, because you don't know what he is yet. He's 20 years old. There's so much unknown, which gives him more value. Like, I think we know at this point, Brown's not a 1 on a championship team. He's a 2. He's a low-end 2, high-end 3 on a championship team. He could be a high-end 2, I think, at his peak. But you pretty much know he's not a 1. Scotty still has a chance to be a 1.
Yeah. I don't know if he'll get there, but I agree.
I don't know if he will either, but it's open.
Right. It's open, yeah.
Man, we talked about this guy for 10 minutes.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Holy cow.
We went in on that one, but NBA, we love it. Let's just jump to NFL then. We got a bunch of different NFL ones now. Let's start with some of the more minor ones. Deontay Johnson, 2 years, 36.7 mil. I think we're both okay with that. That's
a
good value
great
for
deal.
him.
That's a
Yeah,
great deal. That's a classic Pittsburgh get her done deal. 18.5 mil. You're ranking him, probably around the 7 to 12 highest paid receiver mark. That's perfect for him.
perfect for him.
And if he goes down the hill, you don't pay him in 2 years. And if he does, then you're gonna
Right.
have to decide whether you want to pay him like a 1 or not. But it gives you 2 years at a great price to figure it out.
Right. I like the 2-year aspect of it because then he can figure out what he's only 26, I think, right now. So
Yeah,
he'll only be like
25.
20, 25, whatever. So he's only like 27, 28 when the contract's done. So yeah,
And that's
you can
great for
turn
him.
around and right. It's good for
And
him
it's
as
great
well.
for him because if he balls out, he bet on himself. If he balls
Exactly.
out, he's getting a 5-year, 25 million. He's getting a 5
Right.
for 100 or 5 for 120 type of deal.
Right. Yeah, it's funny that Deontay Johnson's getting paid less than Christian Kirk next year. I just find that funny because Deontay Johnson's obviously better
Jags
than
versus
Christian
the
Kirk.
Steelers.
Yeah. Oof. I suppose you got to pay the man to get him to come to the Jags, though. I suppose I get it. In other news, we got Kareem Hunt requesting a trade with the Browns declining the trade. I get not wanting to give them an extension, but at that point, you might as well trade him and try to get something for him in return. I don't know.
I think they're betting on the fact that he's a running back. He's not going to sit out this whole year. And the value of having him on your team is more value than what you're going to get from him in trade.
That's
So
fair.
I think they're just going to play out his 1-year value, let him go, see what he can get.
Yeah, I agree with that. The next one here is the funny
awesome.
one we were referring to in the beginning, and that is Rodgers in summer of 2020 said he went on a ayahuasca. Did I say that right? No, I didn't.
Yeah, that's how I would say.
Ayahuasca retreat in Peru. So he essentially went to Peru to do this drug, and yeah, he said it was the most freeing time of his life. Just hilarious. And it doesn't. The best part about it for him is it doesn't fail the personal conduct policy. It's not in the drug test, so it didn't matter at all in that regard.
I'm going to reveal a little bit about myself, and some people might not like this. So there was a lot of hate on this, but I think this is awesome. I honestly think it's awesome. Like it works for him, man. Like he said that, it helped him get through the, not be as whatever he was to win his MVPs, helped him kind of do what he needed to do and figure out the right mindset. And you might think it's baloney, blah, 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 blah. That's fine. I understand that feeling. But if it works for him, and obviously other than postseason success, maybe he needs to try a postseason version of ayahuasca next time. But the clutch version.
A postseason version.
Ayahuasca clutch edition. But if it works for him, I think it's cool. And I think that hallucinogens actually, gosh, I'm going to sound, this is like people that say that dinosaurs aren't real and stuff. I'm going to sound like an absolute moron right here. But I do think that hallucinogens can have mental health benefits if given in the right setting and used in the right way. And this stuff has to happen for thousands of years. So like either way, it's cool. And it's like a part of history that people have done, like especially in Peru and in that area for like an insane amount of time. So that perspective in itself is cool. And I think I have a more positive spin on this than most, but just got to shoot my shot.
I definitely have a positive spin on it too. I think it's hilarious.
Right?
But
people are hating on it so bad though.
It makes sense for Rodgers. Like, dude's just a hippie. He's a hippie.
It literally fits.
That totally makes sense. I can totally picture him being like, yo, I got to do this offseason. This sounds amazing.
And he has so much money. It's like, why the heck?
Yeah, exactly.
And Peru, you're telling me Machu Picchu didn't look cool? Just all ayahuasca up? Like, yeah. I don't know, man. Sounds crazy.
Don't do drugs, kids.
No, don't do drugs, but don't hate on other people's post 21-year-old needs.
Right.
Or he's an old man. Needs, but post 21-year-old things that can help them. So have an open mind, but when you're a kid, let your mind develop first. Then you can have an open mind after that. Once you got a fully developed mind, then it can be open.
25 years old, fully developed brain, for those that don't know. All right, in the last breaking headline we have, it's just kind of we expected. We were a little worried it wouldn't happen, but the NFL appeals Sean Watson's 6-game suspension, and Roger Goodell wants a full year. So we were talking about this last week. We weren't very sure if it was going to get done, but as our guest last week, Mike Brown, said, be good PR for Roger, and he's finally making the right move once here. Oh, your screen went dark. That was weird. Did the lights go off?
Yeah, we have motion sensing lights in here, so if you see me popping around during the broadcast, that's why.
But yeah, you're obviously good with this, right? You're happy that they're actually appealing this and trying to give him a full year.
I hope it's more than PR. I hope Goodell
Right,
is actually true to what he said and that it was the right thing to do, and that's why he did it. I don't know if I believe that because I don't know. Roger Goodell gives me the vibes. That's a YouTube exclusive. You only get that facial expression on YouTube. Otherwise, it doesn't get described for you. But he gives me the heebie-jeebies, So I think that I'd like to believe him here, and I really, really hope that he's telling the truth. But I'm a little sketched out.
Yeah, I agree.
Either way, good move, though.
Yep, completely agree. Well, now it's time to switch to our first segment. We're going to talk the MLB Trade Deadline. We got one of our MLB specialists, Brendan Kienlen, joining the pod. What is up, my guy?
Fellas, how's it going?
I'm doing amazing today because I already know that I'm going to kill both you guys in trivia. So I'm just feeling good. I'm feeling confident. We'll get to that after we talk some MLB here. We might as well just start with the big one, right, boys? Padres acquiring Juan Soto and Josh Bell for Mackenzie Gore, Robert Hassel III, C.J. Abrams, James Wood, and Yarlin Susana, and Luke Voigt. Who cares about Luke Voigt?
When did that happen?
Are prospect.
I never heard about that one.
Nice.
Yeah, I didn't either. Why? Did you just break that news to us?
Breaking news, man. It just happened right now.
It's a bus bomb.
A bus bomb.
Oh, that sounds real bad, actually.
Yeah, that just doesn't sound very good.
Okay.
What were your guys' initial thoughts on this? I mean, I called it the morning of. I said Padres would be the team to get it done.
Did you call it?
I did.
I want to see that merch. I don't know.
In the group, in our fantasy baseball group chat. Go ahead, scroll back and look. Because I did. Brendan pulls out his phone.
I think we got a.
No, I remember you saying that. I actually thought he was going to go to the Cardinals. I heard that the Yankees, the Cardinals, and the Padres were the last ones in it. It makes sense he went to the Padres. The Padres had one of the best farm systems, which is now pretty much just eviscerated after all the trades that they pulled off at the deadline. But it was still a surprise.
I mean, Gore, Hassel, and Abrams, I'm pretty sure those are their top 3 prospects. I'm almost positive on that.
Definitely the trade was worth it, but is also on this front. Is Mackenzie Gore like the best prospect we've ever seen traded? Like at this young?
I don't know. That's a good question.
I don't know about best, but I'm saying like at this age. I don't remember such a young prospect that has like shown like he can be dominant at his best traded at like, in his second season or first season.
You'd have to go and look, honestly. I can't think of any off the top of my head.
I guess the first one that I thought of was the Pirates trading Tyler Glasnow and Austin Meadows for Chris Archer, who was a dumpster fire for them. But Meadows and Glasnow were both in the league for a couple of years when they did that. So that was maybe a little different. I
don't know if either of those guys was as high of like pure prospect as Mackenzie Gore is.
I think Glasnow was in the minors, but then he got up to the league with the Pirates, and he was pretty much horrible until the Rays got him. But
classic Rays stuff.
Yeah, and Gore last year in the minors did not have a good year. Like he had all sorts of mechanical issues because he pitches so crazy with his giant wind up over the head and stuff, but they got that figured out, and I'm sure the Nationals will just run them into the ground.
Knowing them.
Yeah, most likely. But I mean, that's an absolute haul for a 23-year-old, no doubt about it. Absolute haul. That's probably, I mean, it's definitely the best trade they were offered. So they had to send in on it. They also got Brandon Jury for 18-year-old Victor Acosta, shortstop, and they also got Josh Hader, possibly the best closing pitcher in baseball, for Taylor Rogers, Lamet, Robert Gasser, and Esteury Ruiz. Those last two are just prospects, but it's clear the Padres are all in. They want to win right now, and it's tough. They got another team there in the same state as them, the Dodgers, that are still, probably better than them, but
they're 15 games ahead of the Padres, so I would say they're slightly better.
Yeah, but now let's look at it. You got Machado, Soto, and Tatis coming back soon. Those three will likely be, 1, 2, 3 or 2, 3, 4 in the lineup. I mean, that's pretty deadly.
Yeah. Tatis can stay healthy. It is.
Just got to keep him off that motorcycle. He'll be fine.
Keep him off the motorcycle.
Okay, a lot of people.
Oh, go ahead, Brendan.
A lot of people were freaking out about the Brewers moving Hader, and I think it makes more sense if you look at it from a market size perspective. The Brewers, they did a big contract with Yelich, and it's been horrible for them. They weren't going to want to offer up all the money. They're going to get Taylor Rogers back and Esteury Ruiz, who in 72 games in between AA and AAA this year had 60 stolen bases.
Holy crap.
Which, that doesn't always translate to the major leagues. And
right, but that's still impressive.
If you got 60 through 72 games in the minors, I'm thinking you can have probably 25 by the All-Star break in the majors. Right? So, I don't know. I think a few years down the road, people are going to look back at that trade, and they're going to be like, yeah, the Brewers won.
I mean, Hader's what? He's like 29? He's not quite 30, but he's getting there, I think.
28.
28?
Yep.
So, yeah, he's still got some good years left in him for sure. No doubt about it. But, yeah, it was weird. It was first time ever that top saves guy was traded for the second saves guy. I thought that was kind of funny.
That was interesting, yeah.
What I was going to sneak in there real quick that I missed my in on was Chris Sale. Can you just laugh about that for a second? This man breaks his wrist in a bike accident and has to have season-ending surgery after all this shit.
I mean, people make jokes.
I hate to laugh at guys' pain. It sucks. I'm not downplaying it, but just the unluckiest human. Like, oh my goodness. Like, how many injuries can we have? And now we're doing it riding a bicycle?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say about that other than, like, at some point you just have to learn to laugh at it.
Yeah, I guess. Honestly.
He might even be laughing at it by now. Who knows?
No.
He's probably hanging out with Aaron Rodgers.
Probably.
Yeah, Brendan, can I stream off the path a little bit and ask your opinion on that quick? What do you think about Aaron Rodgers' little Peru trip?
It was interesting because I've noticed in the last couple of years that Rodgers has been less douchey.
Yeah.
So when I heard about that, I was like, that kind of makes sense just from what I've heard about people's experiences with psychedelics and that sort of thing, like through podcasts and stuff. But, I mean, I still hate him, so.
Oh, we love
I don't think that's ever going to change.
No.
Yeah. All right. Are we done with the Padres?
I think we are.
One of the biggest trade deadline trades of our lifetime for sure.
Absolutely.
Is Soto a top 5 player? I feel like he is. Top 5 batter for sure, right?
I think he is a lock for top 5 batter, yeah.
Top 5 batter in the league getting traded, that's pretty nuts. So
yeah, MLB turned in the NBA real quick on that one.
Especially, I shouldn't say that. Top 5 batter at 23 years old getting traded is one of the craziest things ever. Like, obviously, we've seen it as players age, but 23, absolutely nuts.
Right. Well, hasn't he been in the top 5 for on-base percentage since he was like 19?
Yeah, every year.
How insane is that?
Yeah.
Doesn't
It's
miss
crazy.
a lot of games. Like
Nationals dumpster fire. Talk about a dumpster fire.
All the talent they had.
Should we get into some of the lower key ones?
Yeah, what do you got, Spinny? What are
Um,
some that stood out to you?
I like the Dodgers Gallo trade. Obviously, he has been absolutely abysmal for the Yankees, and the Yankees fans have let him know it, and I think it's in his head now. So I think there was a nice change of scenery needed. Dodgers gave up a prospect, not anything crazy, and we saw what Gallo did last year. Like, absolutely went bonkers. So if the Dodgers can like risk a little bit to potentially get somebody in their lineup who doesn't even have to do that much, but could be very valuable, postseason home run or two, it's probably worth it for them.
I agree.
Yeah, and the Yankees are replacing Gallo with Andrew Benintendi, so it's
the
polar opposite.
Yeah,
you know,
literally.
197 average, 305 average. I'm not far enough away from the camera to show the real difference, but
yeah,
I don't know if my arms are long enough to show the real difference.
Yeah, no kidding.
And then that one was low key, so I get two. And my second one is Syndergaard to the Phillies from the Angels for 2 outfield prospects. That was good. I feel like Syndergaard, obviously, you don't know what's going on, but Angels obviously bad. Phillies have a chance to do something here, so and he'd be they're 3. So I think I think him in that role is fine for them. So I liked it. Yeah, nice little move.
Yeah, that they definitely needed more depth in their starting rotation. I mean, it was I'm drawing a blank on his name, but it was Kyle Gibson and
Zach
Ranger.
Eflin.
Eflin too, but Ranger Suarez and Zach Eflin, those have been their 3 through 5, which isn't, that's not terrible by any means, but it's definitely not good when you're comparing it to the other playoff teams. So that's definitely a move that needed to be done if they're trying to make the playoffs.
The only thing with Eflin is he cannot pitch on the road. Like, I think he's got a sub-4 ERA at home, and his road ERA is like 7. Which is why I would spot start him in our fantasy league when I knew he had a home game. and then Bittner picked him up, and now he's on the IL. So it's
tough. All right.
Well, I'll jump to American League now. We kind of talked a little bit about the Yankees doing that Gallo trade. They got Benintendi for 3 minor league pitchers. They got Frankie Montes and Lou Trevino, who's a relief pitcher, for 2 left-handed pitching prospects, as well as a right-handed pitching prospect and second baseman Cooper Bauman. And they also traded Jordan Montgomery straight up for Harrison Bader. Those are obviously all good moves for a contending team, best record team in the MLB. They all make sense. Get another starter, get more bullpen help. All makes sense. The one question I have is, does the Jordan Montgomery for Harrison Bader really make sense given all like the outfielders they have?
From the Yankees' perspective?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that one confused me because they have, if you think about it, they have Aaron Hicks. They have, at the time in this trade, he's still healthy, Matt Carpenter. They traded for Benintendi. The Judge is out there. Like, they have all these other guys already, and they traded for an injured Harrison Bader who won't be back till the middle of September.
So one thing I'll say about that is the Yankees actually lead the league in defensive runs saved as a team. They have 2 negative positions. One of them is first base, and the other one is center field. So they had I'm assuming they were aware of that and wanted to fill that spot. Aaron Hicks is not as quick on his feet anymore. He's getting up there. Harrison Bader has the 3rd or 4th fastest 30-second sprint time in the league, I think. Great defensive outfielder, Gold Glove last year.
Elite at defense.
Yeah. So I think it's a smart move by the Yankees. It's one that they could have gotten away without making. But at this point, if you're Brian Cashman and your team's got like 70 wins in July, and you don't at least win the AL pennant, there will be fires outside of Yankee Stadium.
And Jordan Montgomery doesn't matter in the playoffs that much.
I think they said he wasn't even going to be a starter in the playoffs.
Yeah,
I think they
exactly.
told him that.
So at that point, the defensive value that Bader's giving you is going to outweigh itself in the playoffs compared to Jordan Montgomery's. And like you said, they already have 70 wins, so it's more about playoff wins at this point than anything else.
Right. Because their playoff line, so I'm assuming they were going to run with, prior to getting Frankie Montez, they were going to run with Cole, Nestor, and Severino once he's healthy. Because obviously, postseason, you mainly only have 3 starting pitchers. But now you got Frankie as well. So, yeah, they have 4 quality guys that they could throw in the postseason. So, as much as I hate to say it, Yankees, they have as real of a chance to win this year as they have in our lifetime. And I really, 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 really hope they lose. Because screw the Yankees. Oh, Spinny, your lights are off.
I mean, it's looking like another ALCS of Yankees versus Astros.
That literally makes me want to take a shotgun into my mouth to not be
or that.
Not to be morbid, but
so it's like I guess I'm a National League fan now.
Yeah,
you know, if that comes to fruition. I like that trade from the Cardinals' perspective too, because the Cardinals they have the 3rd best defense in baseball. Jordan Montgomery, I don't think Yankee Stadium was kind to him. You know, everybody knows a left-handed batter could sneeze on the ball and it'll go over that short porch in right field. Jordan Montgomery has a 70% balls in play percentage, which means 70% of all his plate appearances result in a ball in play. And with the Cardinals defense, they know they don't need a Scherzer or DeGrom strikeout guy. They don't need to give up a farm system like that. So they went out and got Montgomery, and they got Jose Quintana, who has a 69% balls in play percentage. So very similar pitchers. Front office obviously trusting the defense of the team, which is a smart move because they didn't really give up a lot. I mean, you give up Harrison Bader. He's not exactly the best hitter in the world, so you kind of make a defensive hole there, but their defense is so good anyway that I don't know. They had 5 Gold Glove winners last year, right? So
yeah, something like that.
I mean, you have Edmund and Arenado on the right side. Is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
Who plays second for them?
Is Nolan Gorman still up?
Oh yeah.
Or do they have Edmundo Sosa playing there?
I don't know. I'm sure Gorman is still up, right? But
I saw they had Paul DeYoung called back up, and he had a stint in the minors for like a couple months there. So I don't know. Gorman might be on the IL, or I made that up in my head. I don't know, but that could have been a result of the Bader trade. But
as we are filming, the Cardinals are down to the Rockies 12-0 in the 3rd inning.
After they just swept the Yanks.
Yeah, baseball's a fun game.
So I'm looking at their lineup tonight. They have Gorman DHing. They have DeYoung at short, and Edmonds playing second tonight. So
I think now that DeYoung's back, that's what it might be a lot.
Yeah,
that's what it was pretty much in the whole Yankee series too. Was Edmund at second and DeYoung at short. They pinch hit Edmund for Gorman in game 2 in that 1-0 game.
Well, boys, we were kind of getting off topic, but that's okay. Do you guys have any other trades you want to talk about before we jump into the Twins?
Yeah.
Well, I can you go ahead, Spinny.
I was just going to talk about the Whit Merrifield trade. 2 prospects, Sammy Taylor and Max Castillo, from the Jays to the Royals, and the Jays get Whit Merrifield. Nice little decent defender, good bat, obviously, gets on base.
Good speed.
So obviously on the older end, but I think for the next year or 2, they could get some good use out of Whit Merrifield.
Yeah, I mean, for a win now team, that makes complete sense. Like the Blue Jays are obviously win now. To add a vet like that makes complete sense. My only question, which you guys might not actually know the answer to, but are Blue Jays players allowed to play home games if they're not vaccinated? Is that like only a opposing teams thing, or like he's not allowed because he wasn't vaccinated?
He got vaccinated because
he did get vaccinated.
You can't even enter Canada if you're not vaccinated.
Right.
You can't even enter.
So he did get vaccinated?
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
That
I was curious about that. Okay. I find that because like literally like a week before the deadline, the Royals played the Jays and he had to stay home because he wasn't vaccinated. So I was curious about that when the trade happened. I was like, there's no way they did this without like knowing that he was going to get a vaccine, because otherwise you just got him for only road games, which would be pointless.
It would have been pretty funny.
Unless you're Kyrie. But.
Yeah, it'd be a Kyrie Irving move, essentially. Brendan, I know you have a couple trades that didn't happen that you want to discuss. What are some that stood out to you that didn't happen?
I thought it would be a bit of a surprise, but not a huge shock if the Royals moved Salvi Perez too. Maybe for some like upper level prospects, AA, AAA guys. The problem with Salvi is his contract is huge and it goes until he's like 38.
Right.
So it's kind of hard to move a contract like that. One in the same position that was more shocking to me was Contreras for the Cubs not being moved. There was talks for weeks.
Really shocked me.
Yeah. There was talks.
Sorry to cut you off. They essentially even did a farewell game for him.
For
the
him
day before the deadline.
For him and Ian Happ, there was like crying in the dugout and they were hugging. And then like, August 3rd rolls around and they're in the starting lineup. It's like, oh, hey guys, you're back. Like,
yeah.
But there was talk for weeks that the Mets were going for Contreras and then nothing ever came to fruition. So I don't know if the Cubs were asking too much, but if you're in that position, you have to realize you can either get less than what you were asking for, or you can keep them. They won't re-sign and you get nothing at all.
Exactly.
And as a Cubs fan, I would just be pulling my hair out in that situation. Yeah. But then another obvious one, like glaringly obvious, is Shohei Ohtani. Like, if you're the Angels, they would have gotten so much with 2.5 years of control on his contract.
That's pretty much Soto, because Soto has 2 years left too.
Right. And then you have to think it's going to be at least one player more because he's a two-way star. Like, he's not a Michael Lorenzen, oh, I can do both, look at me type of thing. It's like Shohei's lights out on both ends. Art Moreno, the owner of the Angels, is the worst thing that's happening with that team. He went behind his GM's back and constructed the Anthony Rendon contract himself.
Really?
That's
how that went down?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. And that has been a giant dumpster fire for them. Now Trout...
Played like what, 30 games for them? Just hurt all the time?
I think it's like 130 in the last 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
And Trout, you're hearing he's either day-to-day or his career is over. And I would be less worried if they just said he's out for a year, the rest of the year. His contract is turning into a dumpster fire for them too. And it's
come on.
Spinny.
That's on Freezing Cold Takes. Come on. Mike Trout?
Spinny,
Did you
the
just
best.
Say Mike Trout's contract is a dumpster fire? Get out of this podcast, Brendan.
The best ability is availability, Spinny.
Oh my, what? We're talking about Mike
Spinny.
Trout.
I've heard you use that before, Spinny.
I don't think you've ever watched Moneyball, Spinny.
No, I get that. But we act like he's been injured every year a lot. Like
he kind of has.
Oh, come on.
He is injured a lot.
Dude,
Spinny.
I love Mike Trout. I love watching him play. But he's not... I would say he's about half as bad as Byron Buxton in terms of injuries. Yeah. I think Buxton has more occurrences of injuries, but Trout seem to be for longer spells of time.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Okay.
I think that's.
Oh, here we go.
Trout.
Spinny's Googling.
Yes. Okay. The last. So 2020 was a shortened season. He played 53 games out of what?
60.
So most of
You
the
missed
games.
7 games.
Yeah, that's 7 games. The last year and this year have been bad years. He's played 79 this year and 36 last year. So those are obviously both bad. Before that, 2019, 134. 2018, 140. 2017, 115. So that was a little low. He missed about 45 games. 16, 159, 159, 157, 157, 139.
Right, but when did he sign that contract?
That's a good question. I honestly don't know the answer to that. Do you? Does anyone know when Mike Trout signed?
No, I don't know.
I got it right here. That contract started in 2019.
Yeah. So, yeah.
But it goes till he's 38. He's 30 right now.
Yeah, but you're essentially saying this from 1.5 seasons, when the history hasn't been there before the last 1.5 seasons. And I understand it's a back injury, and I am not like downplaying that, and it could be really bad. But let's pump the brakes a little bit on dumpster fire when we're talking about Mike Trout's contract. Let's just the brakes a little pumpy on that one. Yeah.
The outlook is just not good at all.
Oh,
and when you
the outlook.
But when you take
wait until Mike Trout wins like 2 more MVPs.
I hope that happens. I hope he wins 2 more MVPs and doesn't play any more playoff games with the Angels, because that's what's going to happen. They're going to be horrible. To pay Trout and Rendon's contracts and think that you're going to retain Ohtani, it's not going to happen. And if you know
it's not like baseball has a salary cap. If the owner wants to pay it, they can pay whatever they want.
The problem is he doesn't want to. Look at the people that they fill the roster with.
That's a good point.
That's what I'm saying.
That's a very good point.
If you care about the future of the team at all, you trade Ohtani for someone's entire AAA team.
You trade Trout too?
I don't know. The problem is I don't think you could get someone to take on his contract. Maybe the Mets. The Yankees probably would do it too.
Every big market team would do it. Every single one. All of them. Everyone that has enough money in baseball to afford to pay him would do it.
Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe.
You just have to think, Spinny, as he ages, do you think the injury bug is going to be less of an issue for him or more?
Right.
Yeah, but do you think you're going to get, like, I don't know, if you're one of those top teams that's always in the playoffs, if you can have any shot of putting Mike Trout in combination with your other players in the playoffs, Trout and Judge and Stanton, like, what are we talking about? We're talking about, like, I don't know. I agree with you. The outlook's not good. He's going to get hurt more. But when you're looking at the upside possibility, it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know how you could not turn it down as one of those big market teams that if it turns bad, they can scrap him, get out of the deal, and make it work. It's not like you're trapped, in baseball either. So, especially if you're in the big market.
I would be less concerned if it was like a leg injury.
True.
It's a spinal injury.
True. That is.
He can't even swing, which is, he's a great defender, but his bat is his most dangerous part of his game. And if he can't swing comfortably, then he's
done.
Yeah. He's not Mike Trout anymore.
You can't swing a bat, you're not playing baseball. It's that simple.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I'm glad I'm not part of the Angels organization.
I agree.
I don't know. We'll see.
Well, let's talk about our organization now. Our 3 moves we did at the deadline. For a while there, I was a little worried that we weren't even going to do anything. I was like, are we actually going to pull a classic Minnesota Twins and do literally nothing at the deadline once again? But we did. We got Tyler Mahle for 2 infield prospects as well as a left-handed pitching prospect, 7th overall was the best prospect we gave up there. Jorge Lopez for 2 right-hand and 2 left-hand prospects, and Michael Fulmer for a right-handed pitching prospect. So we gave up a lot of pitching prospects, none of them very high in our minors. So that's good news. I'm not extremely excited about Michael Fulmer. That's kind of like a whatever, just that bullpen depth add. But Jorge Lopez, to get him as our closer, we have Duran and him. They can, flip flop or whatever and go 8-9 there. And then Tyler Mahle add to Sonny, ideally in the playoffs would be Joe Ryan, Sonny Gray, and Tyler Mahle would be the 3. So I'm glad we made these moves. Makes us more of a playoff contender, but I think we can all agree that these are nothing crazy. These moves aren't going to push us over the top and make us true World Series contenders.
On paper, no.
Or am I lying? Right. On paper, yeah.
Well, also, we're playing the Stros of the Yanks in the first round.
Yeah.
On the road. So, I mean, I don't think that any of those moves can take us over either of those teams.
Yeah. And I mean, playoff baseball is a completely different thing. That being said, I have not a lot of faith in this Twins team, mostly because they can't close out a ball game. We'll see if it improves now, as time goes on after the trade deadline. And playoff baseball does involve a lot of luck. So if you get hot and you get lucky at the same time, you never know. But if I was putting money on it, I'd still put it on the Astros or the Yankees. So,
right.
Unfortunately.
I mean, being honest with you guys, I don't even think we could beat the Blue Jays in the 7-game series if we happen to face them.
We're not. We would not.
I think they have the 3rd best record in the AL right now, but
if we intentionally walk Vladdy every time, then maybe. But I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't love the outlook here on Hard Headed today, but it'll be fun to see. No, I shouldn't take. I'm done saying that. I'm done having fun with playoff losses. Screw that. I want some wins. I want a pitcher.
Let's get one win at least. One.
That would be amazing.
We're not getting one against the Yankees or Stros, though. We're not getting one. I don't think we get one.
Please get one win. I don't want to see this 18-game losing streak continue. Please, just one. Somehow pull a win out of your ass against the Yankees or the Stros.
We're going to have 21 straight losses after
oh, Spitty.
20.
I think if we face the Stros and Verlander throws at home, we could sneak in if Verlander pitches in Houston, we could sneak in a home win against like a Luis Garcia.
In game 3?
It's Verlander and Framer and then Garcia?
Yeah. That's how I would imagine it would go. I think we could sneak that in. I think it would probably be extra innings, and we would be shitting our pants the whole time. But
we're taking who's the new guy we just got? Gosh, I already forgot his name.
Mahle?
Yeah, are we taking Mahle over Garcia? Yes.
Could be Jose too. Now that I think about it, Jose, your Quiddy has been balling as of late.
Oh
so.
Yeah.
Your Kitty stuff is better when he's on, but when he's off,
he's terrible.
Getting 10 runs. So.
Yeah.
That's the thing about our rotation is you don't have a guy that jumps out at you as a 1.
No, we haven't.
You have all these soft 2s and hard 3s.
We haven't had a 1 since Johan. Johan was probably the last 1 we've had on our team.
And then we had Johan and Liriano. So it was like a 1 and a 1A.
Yeah.
Before Liriano got to Tommy John. But
Barrios is a 2.
On his good days.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like the 2 hard 3.
Yeah. He's soft 2 hard 3, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's tough. Get a pitcher. Learn how to draft pitchers, Twins.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Farm system has not been good.
Or don't trade them away when you do get them.
Hey, at least
we got Ryan out of the Rays.
Yeah, I was going to say, at least we got Joe Ryan for freaking 40-year-old Nelson Cruz. So we can be blessed about that.
Facts.
Well, boys.
It's time for you to lose, Bus.
I think it's time for trivia, and I'm gonna win. I'm gonna at least do better than my 1 point
Bus,
freaking.
you are on a nasty cold streak right now. Nasty.
Don't talk to me about it.
Like it's
Don't talk to me
Mr.
about it.
Freeze over there in that side
It's
of
bad.
the
It is
that
bad.
side of StreamYard.
I
Like,
agree. It's terrible.
Like, whoo. You're pulling a LeBron against the Dallas Mavericks right now.
Oh,
That's
wait.
what it's been for about 7 weeks.
So you're calling me LeBron, though?
No, I said you're pulling a LeBron against the Mavs. I did not call you LeBron.
Think a little too highly of yourself, Bus.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, damn, if you're calling me LeBron,
more break
I'll take
pumping
that.
on hard-headed today. You got to be the break pumper today. Sheesh. All right, can I go first?
You can go first.
All right, easy question. These are all going to be related to saves. Saves in the MLB.
This kid.
Who is second all time in saves? Easy question. Second all time. Mariano, obviously number one. Who's second?
I know it.
The second most famous closer of all time. He pitched in our lifetime.
I know who it is. Can't think of his first name for some reason.
I'll give you the point if you get his last name.
His last name's Hoffman. Most positive about that.
Trevor Hoffman.
Yeah, Trevor Hoffman.
Played for the Padres a lot, I know. What other teams was he on?
Mostly Padres.
I only remember the Padres.
He pitched.
Was
he
literally only?
Later.
Yeah.
I think he did. I think he ended his career somewhere different, maybe. But
maybe the Jays. Am I making that up? I don't know. It's
no
hard to
idea,
keep track with relief pitchers.
Right. They bounce around a lot at the end of their career.
Yeah.
So that was a point. That was a good question, Spinny. Brendan, you can go next. Ask your easy question.
Okay. Do you guys know what War 7 is?
War 7? Wins above replacement? I don't know what the 7 would mean.
That is the WAR the player accumulated in their 7 most productive seasons.
Okay.
So my question is...
Before you ask, Hoffman, every year in the majors, was with the Padres except for his last 2 when he was with Milwaukee.
Milwaukee.
Okay.
Sorry,
that makes sense.
My question is, who has the highest WAR 7? Did you hear my definition of WAR 7, Spinny?
Yep. Best 7 years WAR added.
Yes. We were not alive when this player played. You definitely know who it is. It's my easy question, so I'm giving a lot of hints.
Not when we were alive. It's a batter?
Yes. But also...
Okay, I know who it is.
Babe Ruth, final answer.
Babe Ruth, final answer.
Yeah, it's Babe Ruth.
I was going to say, if this is an easy question, it's not Babe Ruth, I'm going to be pissed.
Oh, I also read that if you just did a WAR 4 for Babe Ruth, you took out 3 of his most productive seasons, he would still lead the live ball era for WAR 7. So
that's ridiculous, actually.
Plumbers were great hitters back in the day, man.
Yeah, I guess. Holy cow.
Well, this is a great transition for my easy question. Here's my easy question. Babe Ruth was traded to the Yankees from what team?
Oh, Spinny, you better know this.
Red Sox.
Boston Red Sox.
Correct. Boston
Curse
Red
the Bambino.
Curse of the Bambino, yep.
All right, medium question. Who is
just like that?
Who
twos all around?
Or 2-2-2. Sorry.
Yep.
Who is the active leader in career saves?
Active leader, career saves.
Would this be pretty obvious?
It's medium.
I got a couple guys in my head. I really don't think the guy I'm about to say is it, but I have an answer, Brendan, whenever you're ready. I don't think this is it.
I think I have one. I'm
gonna go Kenley Jansen. Final answer.
I'm gonna go Craig Kimbrell.
One of you is right.
I knew it was one of those two. I didn't know which to pick.
One of them is 7th all time. The other one is 10th all time.
It's probably Kimbrell, isn't it?
Number 6 7 and 10. 7th all time, 10th all time.
Just tell me who's right already.
Is make it longer because
it's Kimbrell, isn't it? It's Kimbrell.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's been in the league longer.
They actually have been in the league the same amount of seasons. They're the same age.
Has Kenley been a closer as long as Kimbrell has?
I don't know, but Kimbrell 13th season 34, Jansen the same.
Huh. Interesting.
Innings pitched, Kimbrell 667, Jansen 745.
People forget how much of a stud a young Craig Kimbrell was on the Braves.
Facts. All right.
Yeah, I honestly forgot about that.
224.
Go ahead, Brendan.
Or Brendan's. All right.
Okay. In 2002, Cleveland traded a player to Montreal for Grady Sizemore, Brandon Phillips, and Cliff Lee. Who did Cleveland trade?
No. Dang it, Brendan. I just saw this. I literally just saw this. Oh, no. Oh, I can't remember. I literally can't envision
What was the year?
2002.
Man, Grady Sizemore is in the league in 2002.
Yeah.
I think he was a prospect.
Young prospect, yeah.
It's either his rookie year or he was a prospect.
Okay. Traded this guy to the. So Montreal had all those guys that gave him to Cleveland. That's what you're saying, right?
Yes, sir.
Oof. Montreal. Shoot,
I don't think I can name a player.
I don't think I even got an answer either.
Okay, I'll give you a hint since this is only the medium question. This player he's been on a lot of teams. And I'll test your memory here. One of my questions in the first episode I was on, he was an answer.
Ooh.
Huh. Trying to think back to your
I mean
first
a lot of teams.
Do we know this guy? Like, is he famous?
Oh yeah, you know this guy.
Okay, I have an answer. I really have absolutely zero faith in it, but
my answer could be right.
I feel like he played for Montreal. So
okay,
Spinny, you can go first.
Roger Clemens.
It was not Roger Clemens.
My answer is probably dumb. Vladimir Guerrero.
It was not Vladimir Guerrero. It was Bartolo Colon.
Oh,
Bartolo!
I knew that.
Every time
saw it on Instagram, I literally saw it on Instagram, the trade, because it was like the Indians got a ridiculous amount.
It's my goal every time I come on to have a Bartolo Colon question, so just file that away.
Vlad played for Montreal at some point, right?
Yes.
Or am I just feeling okay?
No,
he did. He played for 1, 2, 3, 4, like 7 seasons. So yeah.
So 2, 2, 4 still?
Yep. Okay, my medium question. In 2008, the Pirates traded a minor leaguer to the Blue Jays that ended up being a 6-time All-Star. One of possibly the biggest steals in our lifetime in terms of a trade. Who was this minor leaguer that got traded to the Blue Jays?
From the Pirates?
From the Pirates in 2008.
Oh, weird. The Pirates getting fleeced again.
Yep, I know.
2008. Early 2010s.
2008.
2010
Pirates to the Blue Jays.
Best player in the Blue Jays.
He was a minor leaguer for the Pirates and traded him to the Blue Jays, where he ended up becoming a 6-time All-Star.
Yeah, so like 2010 to 2014, he's the best player in the Jays. Who is the best player in the Jays during that time?
Man, I feel like it was going to come to one of you already, honestly.
Is this a position player or a pitcher?
It's a position player.
Oh
need to go play some more like old MLB 07 the show or something.
I'm just trying to think of Blue Jays players.
I have a guess.
I want Spinny's guess first. 5 seconds, Spinny.
No, I get more than 5 seconds. I go like 30 seconds. Sorry.
We've been on this question for over. You've already had 30
Okay,
seconds.
Blue Jays. This is not going to be right, but I'm just going to go Vlad Guerrero. That's not it, but I can't think of anybody else. So.
Brendan, what's your guess?
I'm going to say Alex Rios.
The answer. You're both wrong. I'll give you guys both one extra try. You're not going to get points, but why not? Throw another try out there. This guy hit a zillion home runs.
It's not Jay Bruce, is it?
Nope.
No.
He hit
home runs?
He has a legendary walk-off home run in the playoffs, I think in 2015, I want to say.
Jose Bautista?
Jose Bautista.
Oh my God.
Damn it. That should have been obvious.
That's why I put it as a medium. I thought that one of you guys were going to be able to get it. Jose Bautista.
Now I feel like an idiot.
He was so old then already. I thought.
So the Pirates thought he was just going to be like some backup, like never anything. And they traded him for a player to be named later. That was the deal. The Pirates got a pitcher, I think, in return who only played 70 total games in his career in the majors.
That one made me feel dumb.
Yeah. It did.
So completely fleeced the Pirates. What's new?
The thing that threw me off there was Jose Bautista wasn't good until he was like 30.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. My hard question is 2-2-4. Brendan up 2. Hard question.
Okay.
The Twins' all-time leader in saves is among the all-time leaders in MLB history in saves. What rank does he rank on the all-time slaves list?
So when you say all-time leader in saves for the MLB,
Twins all-time leader in saves.
Right.
All-time leader in saves. Where does he rank on the MLB list of all-time leaders? What number?
Is he like in the top 30?
Yes, he is in the top 30.
Okay.
No, that would have been funny if I had him ranked like
well, I did
48th,
67th or something. Like, give me a ballpark here.
Yeah.
Okay. So Kimbrel's 7th, huh? And you said Kienlen was 12th?
10th.
10th. Okay, so we know it's not 7 or 10, boss. But you should still guess 7.
You have a 1 in 28 chance.
I'm trying to think of how high he would have gotten. I'm going to go, since we're only thinking of a number here, I can't just think this into oblivion. I'm going to go with 9.
That was
9?
what I was thinking, actually. I'm going to go 9. We either both win or we both lose. I'm going, at least got to get the tie here.
All right, we're going to fact check this to make sure, but I think you both just got this question. It's 9th, yeah.
Woogity,
Let's
woogity,
go!
woogity.
Damn. That's tough. You both know who it is.
Joe Nathan.
Yeah.
All right.
That means I have to get this hard question here to have a chance to beat Brendan.
Yeah, it's 9 to 5 to 2.
It is 7 to 5 to 2.
7 to 5 to 2, sorry.
So let's hear it.
I honestly don't know if you'll get this because I didn't know this until I looked it up. So many people are aware that the Yankees have the most World Series titles. But
blah, 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 yeah.
Which team has the second most? And I'll give a bonus point if you know how many titles this team has.
Okay, are we counting all titles? Did this team move? Are we counting all titles total in the team's history of this team?
Yeah, it's franchise history. I would assume this team has moved, but I'm not 100%. I can look it up quick.
I got to guess.
I have a guess as well.
Let me just confirm whether or not this team has ever moved.
I don't think that's really going to change my guess, honestly.
I don't think it ever has.
I'm going to go. Spinny, you ready to voice answers? I'm going to go San Francisco Giants.
How many?
Oh, yeah. That was a bonus point. Yankees have what? Did you tell us that? It was 19?
Yankees have 27.
They have 19 then.
I'm going to go St. Louis Cardinals, and they have 11.
I was going to say, I feel like 19 is really high.
Spinny got both of them right.
Let's go.
You're lying. It was
I
not
swear.
Cardinals 11.
Yes. You can. If you don't believe me, you can look it up.
That's 4 points, y'all. 4.
Why did you say that, Spinny? Tell me.
I knew the Cardinals have a rich history because Mariah's best friend, huge Cardinals fan, rubs it in my face. Becca rubs it in my face all the time how they are World Series gods. And so I just went with it. And I knew only one other team had double digits other than the Yankees with 27. So
there's 3 teams tied with 9.
Yeah. So that's
the Red Sox being one of them. Congrats, Spinny, on that.
I'm not a Red Sox fan.
Oh.
No.
I thought you were a big Boston guy.
No Red Sox allegiance, just Celts and Pats. But yeah, so that's why I went with it. Shout out Rebecca Van Heest on that one.
Jack is just dumbfounded right now.
No, I'm pissed. I got last again.
Yeah, you
this
did.
Freaking sucks.
The streak continues.
Okay, what's the score now? Can Spinny still win?
It's 5-5-7.
It's 7-6-5.
Yeah, 7-6-5.
So this is for all the marbles here.
This is for all the marbles.
Hard question. In 1964, the Cubs traded what first ballot Hall of Famer to division rival Cardinals after this player's first 3 years? He only played 3 years on the Cubs and they gave up on him. And they traded him to division rival Cardinals, where he ended up being a first ballot Hall of Famer.
I don't know if I can name a Cardinals player. Can I phone a friend?
Nope.
No, you cannot call that girl.
Come on. Let me phone a friend, please.
Another hint.
1.5
I don't know if
this
is going to help either of you at all, but another hint is at the time he retired, he was not only the career leader in saves, but also single season record for most saves. So this guy's got some wheels on him. No, saves. Steals. Sorry.
Oh,
steals?
Steals. This is a position player. First ballot Hall. You know what we should do? Sometime we should get my dad on the pod and just do strictly MLB because I feel like he would just get this in 1 second. He would just get it.
Would he answer the phone if you called him right now?
Yeah, he would. He'd be pissed though because I'd be getting him up out of his chair.
Oh, shit.
Oh boy.
Kind of want to.
I really doubted you guys would be able to do it. I thought there was maybe a slight chance.
It's the Cubs. And you said steals, right? Not saves.
Steals, yeah.
Okay.
All right, I'll guess. Ready, Brendan?
Yeah.
I don't even know if this guy ever played for the Cardinals, but I'm going Tony Gwynn.
Played for the Cardinals, didn't he?
He played for the Padres. From what I remember. I think it was mostly Padres. And I think the 60s were before his time. I can't remember if this guy was a Cardinal or a Tiger. I'm going to say Al Kaline.
The answer is Lou Brock.
Okay.
Good old Lou.
I never would have got that.
No,
I know who Lou Brock is, but I
didn't know he played with the Cardinals, though.
Al Kaline must have been a Tigers guy.
Yep, Cubs choked, traded him after 3 years to a division rival where he ended up being a 6-time All-Star, won 2 or 3 rings. Yeah.
So are me and Spinny tied right now?
No.
Nope. You won. 7-6-5 was the final score. Brendan becomes the third guest to win trivia on our show. Forbrook twice, Mike Brown last week.
Born for greatness.
So congrats to you. And yet another L for me. Wow. I even beat
this
Bus is brutal.
All baseball question trivia. All baseball, and I beat Bus.
Yeah, wow. We all had baseball. Like,
woo!
Weird.
Hard questions got this week, too. Hard question from you guys. That's the first time that's ever happened. First time both people have got the hard question. And I just got 4-point question. Have we ever had a 4-point question gotten before? I think that's 2 firsts for trivia.
I don't know about the 4-pointer. I want to say we don't really throw out a lot of bonus points though.
No, we don't. That's what I'm thinking.
So
I thought Secretariat might have been a 4-pointer too, actually.
Secretariat.
I think you're right on that. Actually, I'm pretty sure the Secretariat one was 4-pointer.
I thought there was a decent chance you guys would get the Cardinals question. I didn't think you had a chance on getting the number of championships, so that was a shock.
Yeah, when I said 19, I knew that was way too high. But I still said it.
Yeah. That secured my win over Bus too. 11 secured it.
Yeah, you got first place loser, Spinny.
Yep. You know what? All I care about is the all-time rankings, and I'm still kicking Bus's ass.
So. Just frustrated. All right, Brendan. That's it for you on this episode. Thanks for coming on. We'll definitely have you back on. Don't listen to Spinny.
Trivia is living rent-free in Bus's head. Hey,
we'll definitely have you back on. Trivia. Can you shut up so I can say bye to Brendan?
God. Should I go back to the pen clicking or not?
Oh
my gosh. But yeah, we'll definitely get you back on for more MLB talk, especially once we get closer to September, October playoffs.
Award season, baby.
Agreed.
Absolutely. All right. Peace out, Brendan.
Thanks for having me, guys.
That was great. That was wonderful.
That was not great. That was terrible. Gosh, so frustrated. Why does this keep happening?
Bus is shook.
I was feeling so good going in the last round. I'm like, oh my god, I have a 3-point lead on Spinny. I at least beat Spinny. This is awesome. Nope.
No.
Nope.
That one's fat giant ones.
All right. To wrap up our episode, we're gonna jump into our second NFL preview. This time NFC, same thing as last week, but this time NFC storylines. We'll give you some quick power rankings, things like that. We'll kind of just go through them. We're not gonna spend a ton of time on a specific storyline, but Spinny and I each have a couple questions created for each division. So we'll start with the South. We're gonna save the North for last. I'll just start it off. Is this finally Tom Brady's last year? That is my storyline.
When I saw this question, I was like, I hate you, honestly, for putting this question on.
Is it?
But yeah,
I think it is.
It is. Unless something can happen like Miami, where he can get an ownership role.
Hallelujah.
But unless something like that, where he's getting stake in the team, I think he's done after this one. I think this is the farewell.
I agree. I think he's finally done. Thank God.
But I got this man for the first 25 years of my life. 25 years. I mean.
Yeah, and so did I.
No, that's not true. He just got drafted in 2001, so I got him for 21 years of my life. So.
Yeah. I had to deal with that shit too.
It was awesome. We loved it. One of the GOAT of all GOATs. The GOATedest GOAT. Tom Brady. We love you. All right, next topic.
What do you got? What is NFC something you're thinking about in the NFC South?
How many starts does Marcus Mariota get?
Ooh, this is a good one. I'm going to say 17 games. I'm going to say, can I just give a range? I'm going to say 10 to 12.
if you were going to have to pick the over-under number, what would you think it would be?
Over under, I would say I'd probably set it like 8.
8. Okay.
8 or 9, like halfway, I would say.
Okay. I'm gonna go like 7. I think
Really?
it's gonna be that bad. I think that they're
So
gonna
you're just anticipating like an 0-7, like just a brutal
Yeah.
start.
I am
Okay.
anticipating 0-7, and then they just say, you know what, we might as well put Ritter in here at this point.
Yeah. If that happens, I can see that. I don't know if they will be that bad. That's why I said 10 to 12. Maybe they're 3-10 or 3-9, and they're like, yeah, this season's over. Let's get Ritter in there and start to download him. But yeah, I don't. I agree with the point that once it's an obvious terrible season, he's done. Because why keep playing Mariota? He's not the guy. Ritter might end up being the guy. You never know. So that was a good question. My last question I have here for the South: who do you think is going to win the starting job, Baker or Darnold?
Baker, done, checked,
Baker,
done deal,
done, check. I agree.
Even though
training camp talks have it being a close race still, so that's why I had to throw the question out there. I think I'm in agreement with you. Why would you trade for Baker if you don't anticipate starting him? Right. That's how I view it.
I should save this for my L's and dubs takes, but it wasn't on the pod. I've never said it, so I was completely wrong on Sam Darnold. I love Sam Darnold. I was so high on him. I thought he was going to be amazing, and he is mid, exceedingly, maybe even not good, honestly. So yeah, you never get over the interceptions thing, never figure out how to keep the ball in play, and never make the plays you need to. So yeah, Sam Darnold, you can chalk that up as me being wrong as hell. Stuff.
That is tough. You used to love that, man. Do you have any other storylines or things that have stood out to you about NFC South so far?
I wrote down 3 words: Jameis, dark horse, MVP. Question mark.
What?
Jameis Winston, dark horse MVP candidate.
You're not making me answer that question, actually.
Yeah, I am.
What kind of question is that?
What do you mean?
No, he's not a dark horse MVP candidate.
You don't think so?
Put money on it right now. He won't finish top 5. No chance in hell.
Give me like what do you want? You want passer rating, or you want touchdowns, or you want yards?
For what?
I wanna bet you that Winston will be in the top 10 in one of those categories. I want to know which one you want.
I bet he can be in yards.
Okay. You want touchdowns or passer rating?
Passer rating.
All right, I respect that.
Gotta be.
I still haven't paid up on my Kansas bet, so I don't know if we can make another one on the pod. But
right,
keep that one.
You got to pay up before we make another bet.
Yeah, we got to keep this one in the memory bank. Next episode 26. You heard it here first. I will pay back on my Kansas bet on episode 26.
Whoa, that is a shock to me. It was 26. Did not expect that.
Episode 26.
That's crazy. Let's hold him to that, Hardee's and Hardos, please. Let's hold him to that. Well, let's just throw out our power rankings for this one, huh? I think it's, in my eyes, pretty obvious. I'm going Bucks 1, Saints 2, Panthers 3, Falcons 4.
Same. Checked.
Same.
Done.
Yeah.
That's the
that one is one of the easier divisions in football, for sure. Very top heavy. Well, let's jump to the, what do you want to do? I'll let you choose, East or West?
Let's go East.
Okay. NFC East. I'll even let you throw out your first storyline or question, or what have you been thinking about?
Is Jalen Hurts going to be good enough for the Eagles to consider re-signing him? Giving him a new contract extension.
Is that something they have to do already? Like, is he already nearing the end of his rookie deal?
So this will
I'm
be
sure he is, right?
Third season, correct? I believe third season.
Yeah, I think so.
So yeah, it's a 4-year deal where he was drafted, or it might not even be a 4-1. It might just be a straight 4 for Jalen Hurts. But either way, this will be his second to last season for sure. Yeah. So, yep, this will be his third season. So they have 2 years left in his contract. So pretty much after this year, they kind of have to make a decision whether they're going to stick with him or try to draft somebody else.
I really think they'll re-sign him. I'm skeptical. I am skeptical on the amount he will receive. I don't know if he's going to get what he wants, because I'm sure he's going to want more than what they're willing to pay him. But I think they're good. They'll have no choice. I think he will. Just that's also because I have pretty good expectations, pretty high expectations on him this year. I expect him to play really well, and I expect him to be a playoff team this year. I really do. So with AJ Brown on the team, you got your guy. You drafted him, Devontae Smith. You've been improving that defense. You got a bunch of serviceable backs. I just question, because they're definitely not going to be terrible. They're not going to be in the running for your Bryce Youngs or CJ Strouds. So it's like, where else are they going to go? I doubt the free agent market is going to have a better quarterback too. So I think it's one of those deals where they do it. Maybe they give them a shorter extension than normal. Maybe only 2-3 years, as opposed to like a 5-year deal. But yeah, I think they'll resign him. I really do.
I like it. I do not think they will re-sign him, if I had to be honest. I think that's what my gut tells me, but it's obviously a prove-it year for him. My gut tells me no.
Right.
Eagles shoot for the stars and that kind of thing, so my gut tells me they try to trade him before that.
Yeah, that makes sense. What are we on? The East, right? Oh, gosh. Is this finally Daniel Jones' last year as a starting QB in the NFL? Or is he going to actually do something and get another chance?
He's done.
I think he's done. He hasn't shown me jack shit.
He should have been done a year. He should have been done.
That's what I'm saying.
After he doesn't deserve this year. He
doesn't, but he's getting this year. He doesn't deserve it.
He's getting this year because the draft class was horrible, and the Giants are, I think, counting on him being bad, and they're going to try to get one of those quarterbacks in the top.
Right. I think they're okay being bad, and then we'll draft a first-round QB. I completely agree there.
Same question as you just asked, except about Carson Wentz.
So right off the top of my head, I'm going to say no. I think I definitely like him way more than Daniel Jones. He's not a top-end QB by any means, but he's definitely way better than a Daniel Jones. It's tough. It's tough. I think if he is his contract only this year? Do you know? Because if he's under contract next year, I can definitely see him being the starter for Washington again next year.
Let me look that up, but I believe it is just this season because they traded for him, and I think he signed a 2-year deal with the Colts.
Okay. Yeah, that is a good question. Honestly, that's maybe the toughest one to think about so far.
He's under contract only for this season, $28.2 million cap hit.
Okay. I'm gonna say he will be a starter. Maybe not necessarily like a team's go-to. Maybe say somebody he signed eventually.
He's better than Mariota.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like it's like he'll either go to a really crappy team like that and be the starter like Mariota is, or maybe it's like a injury situation. He's the backup. Guy gets hurt in preseason. Now he's the starter for the whole year or whatever. I still give him another year too for sure because he's definitely way better than Daniel bum-ass Jones.
He's got to figure out his leadership thing because that's been an issue both places. If he can grow up, I think his talent is there. He went 27-7 last year, not terrible. So,
right.
I think that's going to be the biggest challenge for him.
My last thing I was thinking about for the NFC East would be, what are your expectations for CeeDee Lamb as the clear-cut WR1 for the Cowboys?
I don't know.
What's a stat line expectation?
I'm gonna say 80. Let's say 90 for 1,150 yards and 8 touchdowns.
Okay.
I don't think he's a top 5 receiver, but I think he could be somewhere between 8 and 14.
I agree. He could be somewhere between 8 and 14. I mean, he has the top 5 potential. The dude's only 23 years old.
Yeah.
So he could get there at some point. I
Do you
guess
think
to
he's
answer,
ever going to be as good as Jay Jets or Jamar Chase?
no, I don't.
Yeah. Debo?
To answer my own question, I would say basically the same thing you said. I would be very, very disappointed if he can't at least put up 80 plus catches, 1,000 plus yards, and at a minimum 8 touchdowns.
I mean,
If he,
I want 1,200 yards. I said 1150.
I do.
But anything under 1150 is sketch.
Right. I think
Especially all the targets he's going to get.
Yes, he's going to get a ton of targets, especially in the beginning of the year with Gallup still hurt. I think, like you said, he better be giving me 1,200 yards, or I'm going to be pissed if I'm the Cowboys. So that's kind of my expectations looking from the outside.
Facts.
Well, what are your power rankings? What do you got for this division?
This one's tough.
It is.
Eagles,
it's very tough.
Dallas, Washington, Giants.
Wow. We're actually in agreement. I'm gonna run the same way. I like Eagles. I think the Eagles defense is better than the Cowboys, and I think that's really going to show this year.
I think Washington has the best defense.
Oh yeah, I love Washington's D. They're just obviously,
but their offense is going to be limited.
Right.
I'm excited to see. This is the best quarterback Terry McLaurin's ever had in his career, though. So maybe we'll see.
That's true.
The high-end production we've always kind of wanted from him. So I don't know.
That's true.
I think Washington could be a sneaky winner of this division, honestly, but I didn't.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that Washington might be out of all divisions the sneakiest 3 to actually win. Not counting the freaking AFC West where all 4 teams are good.
Washington might be one of the changes I make in our preseason right before record predictions.
That would be interesting. We'll see what happens. It's a couple weeks away. Jump into the West now. My first question is a pretty obvious one. Expectations for Trey Lance, our MN boy. Wins, stats. What are you thinking here for Trey Lance in his first full season as starter?
I think Trey Lance is going to surprise some people.
In a good way?
Yeah.
You're saying?
In a good way. Kyle Shanahan has the easiest offense for a quarterback to be successful in the NFL. So I think that's good. I think Lance is athletic. I think they'll play to his strengths so much. I think the read option will be huge. I think getting him out of the pocket will be huge. I think dump offs to Debo where he can go run a million years are going to be huge. I think that they're going to make that offense so perfect for Trey Lance that he's going to be more successful than people think. And, man, if I had to pick right now as we stand, other than the Bucs, if we're taking the Bucs out, I think the Niners are 2 in my best teams in the NFC. I think the Niners are
really.
The NFC. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm confident.
I'm pretty much in the same boat as you. I'm confident, not only because he's an MN guy, because obviously I gotta rep and respect the MN guys, but just because I think he's actually good. I think he's actually going to thrive in this system, and he's going to really surprise some people. Stat line wise, I think he can put up similar numbers to what Jalen Hurts did last year, except even better in the passing category. Jalen Hurts was only a 16-9, 16 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, 3,100 yards he had. I'm thinking he could, be around that 3,500 yard range, 20-some passing touchdowns, and just like Jalen Hurts, run all over. Jalen Hurts had 700 rushing yards and 10 rushing touchdowns. I don't know if Trey Lance will get that many yards, that many rushing touchdowns, but I expect a similar style of play there, and he could be a threat for 500 plus rushing yards and 5 plus rushing touchdowns as well as his passing ability. So, yeah, I'm in the same boat as you on Trey Lance.
All right. Can the Rams get anywhere close to where they were last year?
I'm gonna say yes. Do I think they're gonna repeat? That will be no. So I think they can be a serious Super Bowl contender. So that would put them pretty close to what they did last year. But there was a good stretch last year where it was like pretty obvious that they were the best team, and I don't think they will be that good this year, or as compared to last year. What do you think?
Yeah, I think they'll be good. I think they'll make the playoffs. They're obviously serious contenders. We look at them right now. I think they just might underachieve a tad.
Yeah, that's fair. My last note here, just because I'm just genuinely curious about your thoughts here. Are the Seahawks the worst team in the NFC?
It's Seahawks or Bears. Seahawks, Bears, Falcons.
Falcons, right?
In your running. And Giants. Seahawks,
And
Bears,
Giants.
Falcons, Giants. Those are the 4 worst teams in the divisions. How would I rank those teams worst or best to worst? Seahawks, Bears, Giants, and Falcons. I'm going to go Falcons, top of that list. Then I'm going to go Bears just because of the upside of
Fields.
Yeah. And then I'm going to go Seahawks just because I think they're better run than the Giants from the top down and have a better roster. And then I'll go Giants. I think the Giants are the worst team, but I think the Seahawks are second.
Okay. Yeah, I think now that I think about it, the Giants are probably worse than Seahawks. But yeah, I was just genuinely curious because I was like, Drew Lock is your starting quarterback, you're not going to win many games. So, and we know
30th or like 30th, 31st,
right.
32nd.
Right. And we know that their defense is not very good. It's not the Legion of Boom anymore. That's for damn sure. So, yeah, that's an interesting note. This is another tough one. What are your power rankings for the West? This was a tough one for me.
Man, this is tough for me. I wanted to put the Rams at 3. I really did.
Damn.
But I'm going to go Niners, Rams, Cardinals, Seahawks.
Okay. So we do have a disagreement. I'm going to stick with the Rams. I still got them on top of my power rankings for this division. I'm going to go Rams, Niners, Cardinals, Seahawks. I did like the potential for the Cardinals to be better than 49ers this year, but it's going to be tough. You don't know what is happening with Marquise Brown since he got arrested. We don't know if there's a little suspension coming or what's going on with that. And you got D-Hop out for 6 games. You know their defense is not, that solid. 49ers is definitely better. So I thought this could have been the year that the Cardinals took that step forward finally, but I don't know. It's kind of looking sus again, but we'll see. Yep. Finally, Spinny, our own division, the NFC North. We're gonna talk just some general NFC North stuff, and then we'll talk specific Viking stuff. So I'll throw out the first one. Fields. So, same question I had for Trevor Lawrence. Expectations for Justin Fields in year 2.
Expectations are lower just because the Bears' skill positions are some of the worst.
Terrible.
In the league.
Yes.
Absolutely garbage. So
yeah.
They're going to do the same thing with Montgomery and Herbert, where they're running the zone read and setting Fields up in good situations, but he's not going to have a lot of separation to throw into. And Fields, he's a risk taker. He's going to thread some needles on some crazy passes while he's running out of the pocket. And he's going to have some bad plays and bad interceptions because of that. But I still do believe in Fields. We do need to see more moments this year. We saw some last year. We do need to see more for me to still believe in him. But I don't expect a great stat line because of the skill positions. And like I said earlier, I gave this away. The Bears are 4th in my NFC North Division ranking.
I mean, that's an obvious statement. Honestly.
Is it? Is it obvious?
I think it is. I think they're definitely worse than the Lions. I really do.
I do too, but I mean, we're talking about the Lions here.
So. Right, I understand. But the thing I have with the Lions is that they were in how many games last year? That's many.
That's a testament to Dan Campbell. It really is. Those guys play their asses off for Dan Campbell.
Yeah,
and I thought
he's
Dan
a great
Campbell
coach.
was a joke. His intra-area press conference seemed like a joke. It all was like, this is going to be a classic Lions dumpster fire.
Yeah.
If you
he kept them boys together.
If you can get a bunch of 25 to 35-year-old millionaires to believe in you, hats off, man. Like in a way that they do for him. Because maybe
Right.
I don't know. Obviously, I'm not like don't know the ins and outs of the NFL, but it seems like he's less of a skill coach and more of a motivational coach. I don't think that's too much of a stretch to say. And to
No.
be that type of coach and get grown ass men to believe in you, that shows a lot of character.
Yeah, absolutely. What do you got for the NFC North?
NFC North. How many wins for the Detroit Lions? Over or under? No, I'm going to give you an over under.
Yeah, you have to give me the over.
Over under 6.5 wins for the Detroit Lions.
Oh shoot, that's a good. Is that actually what it's at?
No, I
or
don't
did you
know.
just make that up?
Made that up on the spot. So.
Oof, that's tough actually for me. Because I'm gonna have to say under. Because if I'm saying
7-10.
You think they'll go 7-10? Yep. I'm gonna go. As of now, obviously, we might change it in a couple weeks when we do our second part for the NFC. But I'm gonna go 6-11 for right now. So that's why I gotta go under.
Right,
I don't.
like it.
At this moment, I don't feel comfortable giving them 7 wins.
Fair.
The last question I have for the NFC North: who's stepping up as WR1 for Packers with Devontae gone? The obvious answer is Allen Lazard. Is he ready? Do you think he's ready, Spinny?
No. I'm gonna say. Give me who's their rookie? What's his name? I'm gonna say him.
Christian Moore.
I think Christian Moore is gonna come back from his injury. Rodgers is gonna, on his ayahuasca high, gonna actually trust a rookie receiver for once in his life. Got him all trusting and ready to go. And Christian or what? Man.
Christian Moore.
Christian Moore. Sorry, Christian Moore.
I mean, Allen Lazard. We're talking about a guy.
Jones. Maybe it's gonna be Aaron Jones. Honestly,
that's kind of what I was gonna talk about a little bit. It seemed like these last couple of years when Devontae was out, Aaron Jones was one of the leading receivers. This is not the leading receiver in almost every single one of those games. So a lot more dump downs, things like that. I think they're going to get Aaron Jones more involved in the passing game this year. I feel like they have to. They have to give their talented playmakers the ball. And so they'll find more unique ways to give Aaron Jones the ball in the passing game. But in terms of Allen Lazard, I mean, this is a guy that's played 4 years in the NFL, and his best stat line was last year where he had 40 catches, 513 yards, and 8 touchdowns. So the touchdowns are there. That's expected with Aaron Rodgers, right? But is this guy ready to take on your Jalen Ramseys of the NFL? Is he ready for that? That's what the number one receivers get every single week.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So I don't know. I think it's going to be more of a combo. Step up as the one. I don't think there's no clear-cut one on this Packers thing.
I agree with that. I would agree. So is it me? Am I down to the last one?
Yeah, what do you got?
Well, my question that I had, we kind of already answered because I already talked about it. So let's, you know what? No, my question was, will Bears have less wins than the Lions?
Yeah, I think so.
And then second part of that, do you think the Bears have the worst skill position players in the NFL?
That's tough. That is really tough. I would have to.
I'll say NFC to make it.
I would have to do a little more research. Just based off the top of my head, I want to say yes. I really do.
I'm gonna say yes also.
I like their running backs though. David Montgomery and Khalil Herbert are really good.
If we're talking whole league, maybe like Houston's worst,
Yeah. But in terms of the receivers, my God, they have nobody.
Are the Pats worse?
Their best receiver is freaking Jacoby Myers. Oh my God.
They have Darnell Mooney.
Okay, Darnell, yeah. I forgot about him, sorry.
But
still, Darnell and Jacoby Myers are your 1 and 2. Like, come on. Like, Darnell is a quality guy, but he is no freaking 1 in the NFL. That's for damn sure.
Patriots receivers could be worse.
Yeah, that'd be the other one.
Or Browns.
Patriots. Nah, the Browns at least have Amari Cooper.
Oh, Amari Cooper. I forgot they got him. You're right.
So
You're right. Browns have running backs.
in terms of receivers, I would say Patriots and Bears stand out on the top of my head.
I know.
So to answer your question, I think yes, the Bears have the worst.
All right. I like it.
Power rankings. Let's hear it.
Vikes, Packers, Bears, Lions.
I was worried you'd still get Packers
Lions,
one.
Lions, Bears. Sorry.
I'm going the same way.
Vikes, Packers,
Vikes, Packers, Lions, Bears. Yep, I agree.
Too much.
Now let's talk.
Too much deduction from the Packers and nice additions
Right.
from the Vikes.
Absolutely what I was going to say. To talk about the Vikings now. I'll let you go first.
Do you think Andrew Booth Jr. can be quarterback too?
Man, I haven't done a ton of looking into articles and stuff about training camp. Has he been performing well as the two?
Up and
down. Is that kind of why? Okay.
He's had some up and down performances. I don't know exactly where he's been on the depth chart.
So I'm going to say yes, he can be our 2 this year. But in terms of actually being one of a really high quality 2 on a team, I don't think he'll be there his rookie year.
Yeah.
But I can picture him being a quality player.
So
for sure.
P's are 1, right?
Right.
Essentially. So you're pretty much beating out either Dantzler or it's Dantzler. It's either Dantzler or Booth, essentially. Our fourth corner is Chris Boyd.
And I don't think. And I can picture Booth beating out Boyd and Dantzler for sure, because neither of those guys show me shit either. So.
Agreed.
This is kind of a broad one here, but KOC, Kevin O'Connell on the squad. What is that going to do for our offense? Kirk, Dalvin Cook, Jay Jets. In terms of statistics, let's talk. What do you expect, Spinny? You expect a boost? How is this going to help us?
Yeah, more efficient for sure. I think
efficient. Yep.
More efficient for Kirk. More everything for Jefferson. I think Jefferson is going to lead the league in yards and touchdowns. Maybe not touchdowns, but yards for sure. I think it's going to be led by Justin Jefferson this year.
Yeah, I agree. I actually agree. I think he's going to lead the league in yards this year. I think Dalvin Cook has a chance to have a really monster season if they actually get him more involved in the passing game like they have been saying. So all things are looking good. I think if we have a good record, Kirk puts up great numbers again. Man, might be that would be your MVP dark horse, not freaking Jameis Winston. Get out of here.
Kirk Cousins?
I think Kirk has a better chance than Jameis.
Yeah.
Kirk was like 2 or 3 in passer rating in the NFL last year.
Yeah, I suppose. Could be right. Irv Smith. We ever going to see him be like a good tight end or what?
Because I mean, clearly this all goes on injury. So
yeah, it does.
I think yes. I think we will. That's also me just being a biased Vikings fan and also a biased Alabama fan. So I think he's still got some time. I'm starting to get a little skeptical though.
All right. That's fair.
My last question I have for the Vikings, Spinny. What's the upside? What's the let's say in terms of sacks, what can Danielle Hunter, the duo of Danielle Hunter and Zadarius Smith, what can this awesome duo do for us this season?
I think 24 sacks combined.
Combined?
I think a 14 and 10 number.
I like that.
And 14 from Hunter and 10 from Smith. If we can get them both healthy, I think that's a good number. Smith,
right.
I think, had 9.5 last year, and we've seen Danielle have 20. So I don't think.
Right. I think it's like you said. It's all going to come down to health.
Yeah.
With Danielle Hunter, hopefully that man stays healthy because we need him, and he has not been on the field at all these last couple of years. So.
And he's a freak.
Yeah, I'm going to go a little higher. I'm going to say 26.5 sacks will be my prediction because I'm keeping my fingers crossed for a healthy Danielle Hunter season here. So things are looking up for the Vikings here, folks. We don't want to get too ahead of ourselves, but we've made some good moves this offseason. I mean, it's time for our players to show out. They got to do it now, right? That's what it's going to come down to. It's time. No more talking, and it's time to get it done. We got to at least win the division. If we don't win the division, I'm going to be very, very disappointed. I'm not going to lie. I feel like I say this every year just because diehard Vikings fan, but I'm dead ass. If we don't win the division, I'm going to be pissed.
I got another YouTube-only situation here. I'm going to hold this up to the camera so you can have a little preview for my thoughts for a week or two from now. So if you're a YouTube listener, you're seeing this right now. This is my prediction. I think it's very doable given the one-score games this team had last season that we just talked about. So here you go, YouTube exclusive. If you want it, check us out on YouTube.
I love it. Well, that was it, Hearties and Hardos, for our special episode 25. Do we have any announcements or anything? We said some in the beginning. We don't have any more, right?
I just wanted to say again, shout out in the afternoon already, but we're going to be on there Tuesday and Thursday every week. That's at 7 a.m. on Facebook Live and at 9 a.m. on AM station 920 out of Faribault, KDHL, I believe.
Yeah.
Sorry if I butchered that, but it's 9:20 a.m. So we'll be on there every Tuesday, Thursday. So please check us out. Give us a like and some views on the Owl in the Afternoon page. We've had some success there, and there could be room for more. So please check us out on there. And thank you.
Yeah, Spinny did mention that way in the beginning of the episode, but you don't actually have to wake up 7 a.m. to watch us on Facebook.
No, you do not.
If you all know how Facebook works, the videos will still be there. So we share them up on our personals as well as the hard-headed. So go to either of our Facebooks or our hard-headed to see those videos. Or like Spinny said, just search Al in the afternoon, Al Travis Show, and you'll see his page and you'll see all the videos.
Sorry, it's the Al Travis Show now. I messed that up. I'm pretty sure I said it right the first time. So
I think you did.
I said the Al Travis Show the first time. So that's where we're at here too. But give us a look.
All right, Spinny, quick Q&A for this week. Very funny one from Forbrook.
Oh, no.
It's very extremely random, but that's what we get for waiting last minute for Q&A. Favorite vegetable and least favorite cheese? Those are his two questions.
Least favorite cheese is, honestly, this is a hot take. And I'm excluding like crazy cheeses I've never tried. I'm doing cheeses that I've tried.
Okay.
And I honestly think it's American. I
really
am anti-American cheese. I will get Swiss or cheddar or pepper jack or anything over American cheese. Yeah, I mean, there's obviously some stinky cheeses and like bitter stuff that I probably like less, but I'm saying for a regular average human cheese, probably American cheese.
This one is gonna This one's gonna surprise you. Cottage cheese.
Oh.
It is technically a cheese. It's just not pressed and firmed like most cheese is, and that would be my least favorite. I absolutely hate cottage cheese so much. Last time your screen had to go dark.
Yep. I dislike cottage cheese as well. I actually used to like it, but I had the classic YouTube exclusive situation happen when I was a kid with cottage cheese, and so yeah, I don't like it now either.
That's pretty much what happened to me as well. Favorite vegetable?
I love vegetables. This is so hard for me. Vegetables.
I'm not a big veggie guy.
Like veggies over fruit all day, every day. Veggies
really?
Over fruit. Oh,
that's not me. That's not me.
Oh, green beans and Brussels sprouts. Oh, Brussels
sprouts. that shit's disgusting to me.
Lettuce, spinach. I love vegetables.
Do baked? Can I count baked beans?
Beans are legumes. Sorry, legumes.
True. That's true.
Favorite vegetable.
I'm gonna go sweet corn. Some OG sweet corn. Go buy it from a farmer. You know, go to the sweet corn stand. That's just the best. That shit is so good. You throw some butter on that. Oh, amazing. But again, this comes from a guy who's not a veggie guy. So Spinny probably has a way
say,
better answer.
I'm gonna say onions. Onions. Most can be in anything. I love them in roast. I love them cooked. I love them raw. I love them on anything. Carrots is another one. I like raw carrots. I like
raw onions.
Raw onions on a burger, so amazing. You like dice them up, throw them on a burger.
Oh my god! I thought you were talking straight.
Okay.
I was like, bruh.
Funny personal story again that you'll get if you actually listen to this podcast. I used to, when I was a kid, cut onions up like in little strands like this long and dip them in ranch and eat them. Definitely used to do that when I was
that's actually making me cringe right now, bro.
8 to 10 years old, Dylan did that a lot. A lot. Classic afternoon snack for me. It was literally I just cut up an onion. But I don't like them like that anymore. But onions or carrots, I would say. Also, shout out to my fiance for getting me into Brussels sprouts. Brussels sprouts with bacon.
I like those actually.
And like fried and then baked in the oven. Oh my. So many vegetables. Eat your vegetables, kids. They're so good. So good.
Yeah. Eat your veggies. Something I don't do well, but I need to improve on for sure. Eat your veggies. It's
Less
important.
10 seconds. Favorite fruit, go.
Favorite fruit off the top of my head. Let's see. This is the opposite. I'm like you with veggies. I just can't decide. I think I'm just gonna say banana. I really love bananas, honestly. I know that's not.
Bananas are the worst fruit by far. Best fruit, apples. If you're gonna eat a fruit,
no, that's not
apples.
it. No.
Yes, definitely the best. Definitely the best fruit. Maybe
I would say
watermelon close second too.
I will say right now, I don't even know if he's still gonna be listening this far in the episode, but Brett Van Mosem, our buddy Brett, his mom's strawberries and watermelon. When I had that the other weekend, a couple weeks ago, oh my gosh, the best fruit I've ever tasted in my life. That shit was so juicy, it was amazing. So if you can give me some really juicy and flavorful strawberry and watermelon, I'll take that any day.
Yeah, Tara's the boss that way. All right, episode 25. We loved you. We're glad you listened to this long. You could hear our hilarious babbling at the end. And last shout out to the NSIC for ranking my squad 13th in the preseason.
Oh, you're gonna bring that up?
Oh okay. Yeah, we're gonna call the We're gonna call it. We're gonna we had a talk today, so it's gonna be merged, and you're gonna see what happens when you rank us 13th like that. NSIC, you'll see.
13 out of 16.
Spinny's
letting NSIC know
that work has been put in. The work is being put in. So you're about to see.
We love that. We love that, Spin. Tell them what's up. Teach them what's up. Have those girls show them what's up.
All right.
All right, Hardies and Hardos. We appreciate y'all with us for another week. We will see y'all next week.
Love your friends and family.